let's test the delusion tonight. Ladies, you're alone in the woods. Would you rather come across a bear or a man you don't know? Please explain your pick. Starting with you, go ahead.
I would say a man that I don't know, because he might have tools to help. And if he's a terrible person, then I'll take him out. Like, that's it.
Okay.
You didn't specify the bear, so I'm going to assume it's a sun bear, and they are very cute. So I'm going to choose the bear.
You chose the bear.
The sun bear.
Yeah, native.
They never said which bear.
I know. So you just assuming you in Indonesia.
I could exactly. So I could be a koala bear. No, that's not. But still, I choose the bear.
Beautiful.
The man.
The man.
I would choose the bear.
I would choose the bear.
Wait, say it one more time. I think we missed it.
I would choose the bear.
Okay. Why?
Because like a man that I don't know sounds really scary.
Yeah, in the forest too.
In the forest.
He's doing something. I don't like that.
Yeah, and maybe
Did you know
like,
a bear weighs like well over 400 pounds?
Maybe
But
but
I wouldn't
outrun the bear.
literally
Yeah,
rip your
and
skin off your face.
I have is it called hydrophobia? So there's
What?
a fear of forests, and I have a really big fear of like going in the forest like alone, and especially if a man came there. Like I'm like, oh my gosh,
Damn.
triggered. But a bear, I could just be like, let the bear live its life, and I'll just get out my binocular or whatever.
Did you all say man?
I said man.
All of you said man?
I said bear.
Well,
sun
okay.
bear.
Let's assume it's like a
grizzly.
And they
grizzly
most
bear.
likely don't
Yeah, it's a
attack
grizzly.
unless provoked.
Well, plus my
Yeah,
mom
but-
worked missing person,
I
so
think-
like a man in the forest was always a bad sign.
I'll take the grizzly.
Why? Men hunt.
Oh,
So do
Wait,
grizzlies.
so man, bear. Do you want to answer this?
What's the question? What? Man and bear?
Okay.
Man bear.
You're alone in the
Man bear pigs.
you're alone in the woods. Would you rather come across a bear or a man you don't know? Explain your pick.
oh.
So I'm basically like rolling out the dice on what kind of guy this is.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I guess I'm alone in the woods. And a bear, maybe? I mean, because I kind of know what to do if I encounter a bear. You like, okay, maybe I don't. Do you play dead or do you make yourself big? I don't know. I think it depends on the bear.
It depends on the color.
It's kind of
I don't know, but a man, if he's good, then I want the man because he'll protect me. If he's bad, then I don't know what to do.
You don't
you
know.
don't know.
You don't
Exactly.
know.
So I guess
You don't know
a
the man, you don't know
bear,
the
right?
bear. It's just what are your chances? Like, what would you rather take your chances on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a bear, because
The bear?
a bear you can like maybe get to leave you alone,
Can
but a
you?
man is just I don't know.
Can you?
What is the origin?
Yeah.
What is? I've heard this. It's been going, I guess, viral recently on TikTok. What's the origination of this question? I think one of it is it pointing out that women have this perception of men that they're dangerous, and so it's on one hand it's saying women feel this way about men, but isn't it a bit? I mean, the sort of overwhelming answers for women being more comfortable with a bear. It seems like it's actually a bit sexist.
No, I just explained why. You know how to handle a bear. You like make yourself big and they leave you alone. If
Really?
it's a man, you make yourself big. He doesn't care. He could hurt you. If
Well,
you,
Wait,
fight back.
we shouldn't be able
Hold
to.
on, but
you have to
Stay
think
down.
worst case scenario. You're alone in the woods.
Yeah.
I mean,
The worst case scenario is the fucking man can talk. The bear, the bear don't understand English.
So men
The
can
bear
do
could
no
be
harm
hungry.
to a woman other
Wait,
than
wait.
just like calling her a
Wait,
bad
men
word
are
or
not.
something.
That's his whole point. Men are not inherently bad.
No, of
a man
course-
is not going to
well,
hurt you. You stumble
actually,
across a man in
men
the
and women.
woods. Chances are he's not going to hurt you.
Yep.
And that's the whole point of the question. The bear is absolutely has a more like a larger probability of hurting you than a man does in the woods, and
Yep.
it's that simple.
Sure.
disagree.
You can disagree, but it ain't. That ain't. It's a fact. It's a fact.
A bear wants to hunt. A bear does not attack humans, like unless it's a polar bear. A man, I don't know what you're doing in the woods and
You
why you're
can.
following
You
me in the
can.
woods.
Even
Like,
some bears attack people. Don't you watch Deadliest
like
Animals
brown
on
bears?
they're
on
cute.
Netflix?
Don't you dare bring some bears into this conversation.
Even they attack people. They
No,
attack people.
no, they don't.
They attack people. And then and black bears attack people, grizzly bears attack people.
And men
it's-
attack people too.
Yeah, but a man is not going to hurt you.
Well, let me ask you
what
guys
they're
a
saying.
question, right? Like, let's say the scenario is like of all the men that you've walked past throughout your life, where they all they possibly had an opportunity to attack you.
Did they?
Did they?
Yeah, but you weren't alone in the woods.
Wait, so
And-
you're
but
saying,
I don't
just to
even.
be
I'm not
clear-
even the kind
wait,
of
just to-
like
I,
woman.
actually,
that,
okay. Hold on. Let me go around the table asking this question. Let's say you were alone in the woods and you walked past a man. What do you guys think? Like, what do you think the probability is that just any random man would attack you if he were to walk past you? Let's say you're on a hike through a trail or something. What do you think the probability is that he would attack you?
I feel like it's you never know.
What if you had to assign a percent?
Yeah.
I'd say 50-50.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah. Alone in the woods? Why are you alone in the woods?
He's hunting.
What?
Just
Let's say it's just. Have you guys ever been hiking alone?
yes.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not alone.
Well, there's popular trails. Okay,
But
whatever.
that's the point.
Why
you
would
can
you do
scream.
that?
Who's gonna hear me scream? Like,
Okay, fine. You've walked past people while you're on a hike.
I've hiked
whatever.
alone before. Yeah. And it's always like, it feels like 50-50.
yeah.
What do you? Okay, hold on. Let's go around the table fully on this. What about you?
Well, I wouldn't hike alone. As a woman, you just don't do that.
I do.
I think
Stop.
and generally it's not safe to do that as a woman, especially
Why?
at night.
Well,
At
hold
night.
on. Okay, now we're adding other factors. Why?
Well, because then you could be a potential victim to
Of what?
Of a creepy man wanting to
could.
hurt you or
what do you think
wanting
the
to
percentage chance is, though?
assault you.
Okay, what's the percentage chance?
I don't know, but I would say if it was me, 30-70, 30 being he would assault me.
37? Is that what you said?
30-70,
30-70 split.
70.
Wait, 30.
30% chance that he would.
Okay, what about you?
Well, I chose the man because
Oh, right, okay.
yeah, bears are pretty scary, especially if it's
Right.
like a mama bear and she's got like a kid.
Oh, you reasonable.
Yeah, but also, if you are alone in the woods, I do understand like a woman's fear being around a man, because I've been in a room with a man on my own and been like, oh, he's giving me some weird energy over here.
Yeah, me too.
And yes, if he feels as if he could get away with it, you're in the middle of like, the Pacific Northwest, and it's the woods. It's like the Sasquatch area, right? It's very, very covered. There is a chance that a man would attack, but I don't know what the percentage is. I would still choose the man over a bear.
I have a question. Well, I want to get everybody's answer on this, so just give us quick if you can.
Well, my perspective probably isn't appropriate for YouTube, but I was a victim of a violent crime.
Yep, but okay. What percentage?
I don't.
If
Well, I've been a victim of a few crimes, but one was really bad. But
Okay.
So I would say a high percentage just from what I've seen.
What? Give us a percentage.
85.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $200. Trick question. A man alone in the woods is already tired of a woman's shite. Thus a woman alone in the woods will never even know he was there. And he would likely take pity on the bear that ate he.
What about you? What percentage?
I'd say 50-50.
50-50. Okay.
I'm not sure, but I think it'd be very low, like less than 10%. I think most
Okay.
men are good and would be good.
Like, not to sound bad, but like, especially if you're a pretty woman, you're young, you're attractive, depends what you're wearing. Like, not to be rude, but like girls who are like overweight or who are not attractive, they're probably not going to be like assaulted as much.
I think if you're attractive, he would be more inclined to help you.
Yeah, that's true, but also more inclined to hurt you if he's the wrong kind of guy.
If he's
Oh,
the
that's
wrong
Wrong
kind of guy.
is insane.
I think there's just too many variables.
I
That
think
is
women
insane,
have a
bro.
victim complex,
Yeah.
and they have a really inflated look. Of course, there's monsters out there. There's men who do terrible things.
Yeah.
This is a very small portion of men. Very small portion of men who are criminals, who have an inclination to attack women or assault women in whatever way that might manifest itself. So the way you feel, but like to hear these numbers say 50%, 80, I don't know, I heard, what was the highest
85.
one? 85%. Was that you? Who said 85%?
I said 85.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. What did you say? What percentage?
I said 30%.
30,
50.
50.
I
It's
was
like
alone.
it's a coin toss, just walking by. So
That's rational.
basically what you guys are saying is 50% of men, if given the opportunity, would essay you, would assault you. Essentially, that's
No, that's not.
I-
what I'm
only
saying.
the
I'm
man in
saying
the
it's
woods.
Like
Like, I was
50, you
thinking the man in
never.
the woods.
It's a 50-50 chance. You don't know.
You don't
So
know.
it's
That's
I'd probably say
not
20%.
These are
if
instincts
it wasn't the
that
man.
of
women-
course you don't know what any given man
exactly.
But I
would
know
do.
what I have a
Especially
high.
since a lot of us were also taught to like not
Yeah.
go out at night alone. As a
Yeah.
woman, you don't do that.
I think the factor is
You don't
that
put
it's
yourself
a
in that
wood.
position.
It's a wooded
It's the
area.
wood, yeah.
I think
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
creepy. Yeah, right. The
There's
setting,
no there's no
the setting is
surveillance.
creepy.
There's
I'm
no
expecting to see a
police.
bear.
I think it also depends on how you grew up. Like I remember, I mean, bless my mom's heart, but I grew up, kind of interesting. And some, she worked missing person. She was a police officer. So sometimes she'd be like, "You left the door unlocked," and I'd be like, "Yeah," and she'd be like, say something very dark that would happen to me, and I'd be like, "Whoa." Okay, and that would be like for years, decades, and so you kind of just internalize it, and you let it go. But at the end of the day, there's always that kind of lurking, like what.
But also,
You know?
I think this speaks volumes to
Yeah.
the biased negative perception that y'all have towards men. Because if you ask me, the most likely man to be in the woods is a fucking park ranger.
Oh yeah, that is.
No, but I mean, y'all automatically assume a guy in the woods. What is he doing in the woods? It could be a park ranger.
Well, that's
Would you feel
because the
better if it was
question
a park?
set up
I would
to
feel
be-
better.
But yeah, anytime there's an open-ended question, the human mind is going to play into whatever its biases are. So
Well,
that's
it's
why I
risk
said. That's why I said.
assessment.
That was
That's
the
why I
point of
said.
the
risk
question. though.
assessment.
We're saying
The
more than
point of the
likely he's not
question
gonna
was
attack
to
us.
Figure out how
Yes, but-
women perceive men. So we're not gonna. We know not to be like, well, it's probably a park ranger. Like,
No, but it's open-ended, so it could go either way. The fact that they literally stated a man in the woods is creepy. That's open-ended. A man in the woods.
Yeah.
A man in the woods. You
I
give
don't
him a
think
label.
anybody
then.
said that.
It could be a park
I just-
ranger.
Maybe it's more
Animals over
like
We
humans.
didn't
being
say that.
alone
you
with
did.
no one
I
for
didn't.
miles.
I never said that.
No, not you. I think she said.
I
it.
said I prefer animals over humans and I want to sunbathe.
No, I think you said a man in
she
the
might
woods
have
is just
said that.
creepy. One of you said a man in the woods is just creepy.
I think it was
You
probably
s-
me.
was
It's
it
probably
you?
me.
It
Yeah.
was one of y'all.
But if it's a park ranger, he's not creepy. But I take back the 80% because I was thinking 80% with a man in the woods odds that he would be creepy. But if it was like just a regular man like on the street, 20%, not high.
Can I ask the group a question?
Is it related to this?
Yes.
Okay.
Has any woman here taken like self-defense classes, and does that build your confidence? And do you think that your chances of surviving something like that encounter you're describing would be higher given those lessons?
So after the crime that happened, I was very scared, and I actually took like karate when I didn't have this going on. And I took karate for like, I would say like 3 to 4 months, and I really liked it. And I just kind of stopped, and I don't know why, but I felt a lot of power doing that. And I don't know how much I could ward off, but it felt cool. Like it was good.
I think it's good for women to. I don't have any objections to women learning self-defense tactics, taking martial arts, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, whatever. However, I mean, unless you rise to very top levels in that sport, the likelihood that you're going to be able to dispatch a man who has 60 pounds on you, or even who's probably the same weight, there's such a strength discrepancy between men and women, even of the same weight. I got to be honest, like self-defense classes are probably not
You gotta
going to
get a
be
gun.
sufficient.
I think it was
Carry bearers.
psychological. I think
Yeah.
it felt
Both.
good to.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like it's typically when it comes to your sense of you feeling unsafe, that's exactly what it is. You feel unsafe. Whether you actually, it's with this whole bear scenario, you might feel that way, but the reality is what you feel and what is reality is very different.
Yeah, like it probably won't happen again.
Well, keep in mind we chose man for a reason. We know that the man is more than likely not going to hurt us or attack us. We're not saying that. But you're also asking women. If I were to ask you, if you were alone in the woods, would you rather, be with a woman or a man? You would, a woman or a bear, then you would choose the woman. But
Sure,
women,
yeah.
on average, get assaulted by men than vice versa. So you're
Sure, that's fine.
right.
Women display aggression in very different ways, though.
Sure, but
Yeah. So I mean, and actually, I think geez, I don't know if I really want to go down that road, but I don't think self-defense would really help you with most men. Like if you're like UFC champion woman, you can probably actually like beat the fuck out of a guy who's for sure your size, I think, who's untrained.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a swift kick in the bollocks?
The ball is that the balls?
A swift kick in the bollocks, like you've been kicked in the nuts.
Is that what they
that's what-
teach you in the self-defense classes?
In the UK, I did 2 years of military
Yeah.
training and then 2 years of Krav Maga training.
Yeah.
And the best thing they teach women is the bollocks.
Yeah, I would say.
And
that.
it feels
I mean,
Most effective
if you
technique.
You
can
don't
do
have
it.
to be UFC. You just have to get them there, and it
Respect
hurts,
technique.
doesn't it?
It hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you
Yeah.
think he would really like?
It's like
Do you think like what you see in the movies where if you were to strike a guy in the nuts, he would just like fall over and he can no longer control his motor like.
Should we test it out?
Maybe if you mace him.
Like, I'm pretty sure,
I'm just
yeah, it
saying
hurts,
that's a
but,
good
like-
start. I'm not going to tell people how to attack men. I'm just saying if you take those classes, they teach you.
How about
certain
this? Here,
steps.
let me give women better advice. Go get a firearm. That'll
I
equalize.
said. I have bear mace.
That'll equalize
Yeah, mace.
much more than that. That'll help you out much more in a self-defense situation against a man than taking years of BJJ.
Okay.
Or mace.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't know, it's pretty, you just block, can you just block the nut shot? I don't know.
We
I
can
think
test the
probably-
theory.
I think it's kind of crazy to see, like, you know, it's like you said with the biases and everything. I think it's really
How much
nice.
do you weigh, Gustavo? 140. Anybody here weigh more than 140? Like, I'm pretty sure
You
Gustavo
can't
here.
ask that question.
All right, yeah, you're right. Okay. Sorry, the autism's kicking in. All right. The whole bear I don't know. The whole bear thing, though, it's like, it's weird because on one hand, it's like, I feel like women think it's like a W. Yeah, we're more scared of men than bears. Just kind of like
No.
ridiculous
I
on its
Never
face.
win to be
No.
scared.
Concerning.
Yeah, no. Well, then why else would like all these women say I'd rather be with the bear? Like,
Because they're dumb.
well, because like
I'd rather
look,
be with a safe man.
look, there's
I honestly
there's
pick the
absolutely
bear
that I
over
feel safe
anybody.
with.
there's absolutely men that do and would attack women, but like I would argue that
It's a risk.
there's a greater likelihood that you end up with a harmless man who might actually help you. You're stuck in the forest.
I agree with
He'll
that.
save you.
True, yeah.
He'll save you.
I literally
agree
said
with
if he
that.
had
Whereas
tools,
if you cross
I chose
paths,
man.
you cross paths with a bear.
Most bears
I-
actually don't attack.
I don't know the stats on that.
That's polar bears.
Yeah,
but
I
the rest of
thought
them
a
don't.
polar
So
bear.
yeah,
You're
no,
in
I
Antarctica.
got you.
Antarctica.
They still attack.
I don't know.
And so do men.
And you're smaller than a man as
I
well.
don't know
so
the-
it's
I'm pretty sure, like,
We're
if you
smaller
cross,
than both. I mean-
cross paths with a bear, like, you have to think, okay, what's the worst scenario for both? Okay, the guy is a piece of shit who wants to assault you. Okay, the bear is a fucking the babies are there. It's a mama bear. It's gonna fuck you up. It's gonna maul you.
Use spray bear mace.
If it was babies, I would be scared of the bear if the babies were there.
Here's a question, right? Let's say you're not alone in the forest and you're with like a group. You're with another man. Would you rather cross paths with 2 men or 2 bears?
2 men.
Depends how big the man is.
Oh my God.
Two
All
men.
I'm
Two
just-
men. I would
this
say
question-
2 men. I would say 2 men.
2 men for sure.
Because then one is there to watch if anything happens.
There's definitely a bias against. I mean, there's a bias against men when it
Yeah.
comes to this stuff. The
bears are predators.
the vast majority of men would never hurt a woman in this sort of hypothetical situation. Yeah, there's monsters out there. There's pieces of shit, but the vast majority of men are good men who would probably help you.
It's not the
that's
ideal
fair.
situation regardless of who you come across.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
Y'all
just crazy to
automatically
say that
assume.
bear. I don't
Yeah,
know, I
they
think
they
the
must
bear
assume
answer's
it's,
crazy.
it's Ted Bundy.
That's the assumption.
Ted Bundy.
No,
is
I don't
who
think
you
anyone
stumble
was
across in
assuming
the woods.
anything.
I was.
I think maybe
I was
she
assuming it was
feels
Ted
a
Bundy.
certain way because she's been
Yeah,
through
she's had-
things, so
yeah.
you have to understand that. But I don't think any of us are actually
I have a
assuming that
question.
a guy would just
Hold on.
attack us.
I hope this isn't offensive, but let me ask you a question. For those of you who you had bad experiences
Yeah.
with men before,
Yeah.
what if
That guy Slingshot donated $200. Rather than wasting your money on jiu-jitsu, karate self-defense classes, go take you a gun and safety course and get your CCP. It's way more useful against a predator versus some fancy karate move.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a firearm and you could kill the best male heavyweight UFC fighter. If he's got his hands, you've got a gun, like GG, well played. So it's just, yeah, look, it's not.
The gun wasn't a factor in the original question, and also there's,
It was a
But you
factor in
really-
my scenario.
It's really difficult to also get a firearm, especially as
And
an
use it
immigrant.
and shoot properly.
And then there's also places you can't take your firearm, and you won't have it on you all the time. So I think, yes, agree, but also it's going to be hard to do that 24/7.
For me, he had a firearm.
Yikes.
I know, right? Anyways.
I totally forgot.
sorry.
What else? Oh,
Yeah, no worries.
do I go there?
Probably not.
It's been like 5 years, so okay. I'm kind of like over it, but I'm wiser now. And I did karate. It did make me feel better. It did. Really made me feel better.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Okay. What does it change the question at all if we were to put would you rather be in the forest alone with a bear or a man of X race? Like, let's say let's racialize this a little bit. Let's say, what about like a minority group?
No.
Does that change anything?
No.
for you
Doesn't
guys?
change a
No.
thing.
No.
I think
Okay.
what it is, and I don't mean to speak
What a
for you.
ridiculous-
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I know it's so awkward. I wish it didn't happen. you
So
know?
no, I don't mean to speak for you, but I think it's about where you place the most risk and what you have the most, like how you view the greatest risk. And so it's like, if you for me, I chose a man because I automatically know the bear's intent, and that bear could intentionally, like potentially hurt me.
Just Gerald donated $200. Black bear will run. Brown bear will charge. Grizzly bear will hold you down and eat pieces off of you while you're still alive, screaming.
Hopefully it's a
Polar
black one.
bears will kill you quickly and eat you quickly.
Goodness.
You
Yo,
never specified
Gerald,
the
good to see you in
bear.
the chat, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah. So I just to wrap that up, I just feel like you answer it based on where you see the most risk, and if you see the most risk in a man or versus a bear. And for me, it's like I know the bear's intent, and I'm not going to assume the man's intent, so I'm going to choose him. And a bear is a different animal. I don't know how large this potential bear is, but it's a different animal. I don't know how to handle bears. I don't know any knowledge, so I'm going to choose a man based on my knowledge and my experience.
Yeah.
Sure.
You guys is different, and you have different viewpoints, so that's why you choose.
I actually
I do have to
agree.
move. I do
Yeah.
got to move it
I
on.
actually
Yo,
agree with
I do
that.
have to move it on.